Super Mario series is undoubtedly the most recognized video game franchise ever. Everybody from hardcore veterans to gaming newcomers and even people who have never played a video game in their life know who Mario is. No matter what the current trends in video games are, we can always rely on Mario to deliver us an amazing time. Now, I'm talking about the platforming games, but our favorite Italian plumber has ventured into several other avenues as well. Kart racing, playing tennis, being a piece of paper, dancing. These are, of course, the Mario spin-off games. Mario may be known for running and jumping, but these are the games where he tries something new instead. And while some of them are, a lot of them are really fun and offer a unique experience. So we're going to take a look at some of the best spin-off games that Mario starred in. A couple of rules for this list. First, it needs to belong to the Mario franchise. That means no crossovers or cameo appearances. Second, you have to be able to play as Mario, or at least it needs to be centered around Mario. That means no Luigi's Mansion, though I'll talk about this gem at some point. And third, one game per series. So without further ado, this is my top 10 Mario spin-off games. Up first is a game that I don't see people talk about a lot, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. If you've played the first Mario vs. Donkey Kong, you might remember the mini Marios that you had to guide along in certain levels, solving puzzles to get them back into their toy box. Well, in this game, you're basically doing the exact same thing. You use the touchscreen to move the mini Marios and activate puzzles, and your objective is to lead all your little friends to the goal. A simple idea, but the puzzle design is actually pretty good, and the touchscreen controls work really well. You can even create your own levels, and I'm always a sucker for that. There's also boss fights against Donkey Kong, which aren't all that fun, really. You have to shoot your mini Marios out of a cannon, and it gets pretty repetitive and boring. The final boss is pretty cool, though, recreating the first stage of the Donkey Kong arcade game. Honestly, I think all the bosses should have been structured this way, seeing as the series is sort of a sequel to the original. Hell, Pauline's even in the game. She doesn't really do anything, but she's in the game. Now, I'm putting this pretty low on the list because while the game is fun, it doesn't do anything new or special. You've played games similar to this before, and I guess that could be said about the series in general. But regardless, I really like this game, and I'm curious as to why people don't really talk about it that much. It's not anything amazing, but it's a charming little puzzle game that deserves more recognition than it gets. Combining Mario and sports seems like a no-brainer. Take a popular sport and mix it with the wacky antics of the Mario games. As such, there are a lot of Mario sports games, and they varied in terms of quality. Mario playing golf? Cool. Mario playing basketball? Ugh. Thankfully, Mario Superstar Baseball is one of the better ones. Maybe it's just me, but seeing Mario characters play baseball is adorable, even if it is pretty surreal. Donkey Kong using a boxing glove instead of a bat still makes me laugh, and so do the Piantas using a palm tree. As for the game itself, it's just baseball with Mario characters. There are special pitches and swings that the characters can use, and a couple of interesting field mechanics, but other than that, it's baseball. Needless to say, if you don't like baseball, this probably won't be your cup of tea. The game also has this adventure mode that isn't really fun, and this toy field game, which I used to really like as a kid, but now I find kinda But the core gameplay is fun, and that's what really matters. Okay, maybe you don't consider this a game per se, but at number 8 we have Mario Paint for the Super Nintendo. For those unfamiliar, Mario Paint is a collection of artistic creation tools, and that's about it. Yeah, instead of having any traditional gameplay, Mario Paint just lets you go crazy with a set of utilities. You can draw pictures, make animations, compose songs, murder animals. It's primitive, sure, but it's also a lot of fun to mess around with. Hell, the music creation tool was eventually turned into its own freeware program. That's pretty cool. And really, that's the best way I can describe Mario Paint. It's pretty cool, especially if you like creative tools like I do. There's honestly not much more I can say about it, so next. Mario Mario's had a lot of careers over the years, and you wouldn't expect a doctor to be one of them, but he was in Dr. Mario. Now granted, the game has nothing to do with actual medicine, unless your idea of medicine is tossing a buttload of pills into a giant glass jar until a couple of germs keel over and die. No, instead Dr. Mario is a Puyo Puyo Tetris-style puzzle game where you place pill-shaped pieces on the board to eliminate viruses. Get 3 of one color in a row and they disappear. It's easy to understand, and odds are you've played games like this one already, but Dr. Mario still manages to be challenging and entertaining. For such a simple puzzle game, Dr. Mario has endured over the years. It spawned a couple of sequels, which all more or less have the same formula, but one of them features Luigi. That's nice, I guess. Dr. Mario himself also appeared in Super Smash Bros. Melee and in Smash 4, which is pretty cool, even though he's just a shameless clone of Mario. Most recently, he was featured as a costume in Super Mario Odyssey. Now you can play as your favorite fake doctor on Mario's platforming adventures. Just like I've always wanted. There's a handful of role-playing games based on the Mario series, and a bit of a spoiler, there's gonna be some others on this list. And this is the one that started it all, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Sure, the graphics are dated, the combat isn't that engaging, and there are plenty of other RPGs for the SNES that are better, but Super Mario RPG is still a really good game. It was developed by Square Enix, and they did a great job combining traditional RPG elements and still keeping that Mario charm. It's one of the first Mario games to actually put more emphasis on the story, which makes sense given that it's an RPG. Yeah, it still centers around Mario, the princess, and Bowser, but throws in a whole new set of villains in the form of the Smithy Gang. And it features Mario teaming up with Bowser. That's kinda neat to see, even if it is disturbing sometimes. Admittedly, I do find the other Mario RPG series better, hence why this one is lower on the list, but I can't deny this game's quality. It's definitely a game to check out if you're new to the genre and would like a game to introduce you to it. Though personally, I think the other Mario RPGs can do that and are better overall, but we'll get to those in a bit. Mario Power Tennis. It's Mario playing tennis. A boring description, sure, but that's really all you need to know. It's a tennis game starring Mario and the gang, and it kicks ass. When I think of Mario sports games, this is the one I immediately think of. Again, if you can't stand tennis, you probably won't like this game, but for everyone else, it's a damn good time. You have your standard exhibition and tournament modes, which are always fun, but unlike Superstar Baseball, the other special modes are actually really enjoyable. The item battle mode is great, adding classic Mario items like Koopa shells and mushrooms to the mix. This is a great mode to play with friends. Then there's the ring shot mode, which isn't too bad either. You get points based on how many rings you hit the ball through, and it's overall a decent mode. There's also a bunch of mini games that you can play. I always get a kick out of the face painting game, and the Chain Chomp game is a lot of fun too. There's even a boss battle against a giant Mecha Koopa, a Mario boss defeated by the power of tennis. This game is something special, I'll tell you. Also, the intro cutscene to this game is freaking amazing. I know it's weird that I'd say that about a Mario tennis game, but just check it out. It's ridiculous and I love it.
Hey! Mamma mia!
The series that defines party game and the series that causes friends to hate each other, Mario Party is a fantastic, fun-filled time. For some of the people in the room. Depending on the luck you get, Mario Party is either very rewarding or very frustrating. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much skill you bring, you'll end up in dead last anyway. And yet everybody still says the Mario Party games are excellent. Up to a point, that is. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. I love these games too, even if they can be brutally unfair. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I can always rely on these games for an interesting time, for better or worse. Now, as for what game made this list, honestly, it feels a little meaningless to pick between them, as they all follow the same basic principles. Again, for the most part. I'm gonna go with 4, just because it's the one I know the most, and I think it has a fairly good selection of mini-games and boards. But if you're curious, I also recommend 2, 3, and 5 as a good example of how fun Mario Party is. And yeah, I wish the series would go back to its original formula, seeing as how the newer games, while some aren't bad, just don't compare. But we can't pretend that all the original games were good. Have you played the first game lately? Yeah, it doesn't hold up. It's not as bad as Mario Party Advance, though. Ugh. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is awesome. Or at least, it's awesome as a whole. Thinking about it now, it's sort of greater than the sum of its parts. How's the story? It's good. How's the gameplay? It's good. How are the graphics and sound? They're good. Yeah, Superstar Saga is merely good if you look at each part individually, but if you take it all in together, it becomes so much more. You could say the battle system is simple and oftentimes too easy, and yeah, you wouldn't be wrong, but that doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. I love the dodging mechanic as it rewards careful timing and forces you to pay attention. There's nothing more satisfying than beating an enemy without taking any damage. What about traveling in the overworld? Sure, the puzzles aren't exactly brain-taxing, but you know what? I really love the world that they created. The Bean Bean Kingdom is one of my favorite worlds in the Mario series, period, being similar to the Mushroom Kingdom in aspects, but also unique enough to stand out on its own. It looks great, it plays great, the music is great, Superstar Saga is great. It's easy to see why the Mario & Luigi series has become Alpha Dream's star franchise. Though maybe that's because they haven't made much else. They did make some Hamtaro games though. So that happened. Mario Kart. I love all the Mario Kart games. Except for Double Dash. And the original game. And Super Circuit. Okay, so I love half of them. But even though I don't like all the games, Mario Kart is easily the most recognizable spin-off series that Nintendo's ever made for the plumber. I don't typically enjoy traditional racing games, but I do like the kart racing genre that this series practically invented, and you can always rely on Mario Kart to deliver fast-paced, hectic kart racing. Like the Mario Party series, it's a little arbitrary to pick between them, so I'll say this. If you're asking what I think is the best one, I'd say Mario Kart 8. But if you're asking which one is my favorite, that honor goes to Mario Kart DS. Playing a Mario Kart game on the go was always a huge appeal to me, and though we already had Super Circuit, this was the first game to do it right. You have your standard Mario Kart tracks, and they're all great, but this was the first game to introduce retro tracks. It was so cool playing on these old courses again, especially in the online mode, which this game also introduced. And don't get me started on the mission mode. This is an awesome addition, and one that I'm surprised hasn't made a return. There's basic stuff like driving through gates, killing enemies, and single lap races, but there's also boss battles in this mode. I know I said that fighting a boss by playing tennis was strange, but this... oh man, this is just unreal. Why haven't they brought this back? I'm sure most of you were expecting this, but my favorite Mario spin-off of all time is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. The original Paper Mario set high standards for Mario RPGs, and its sequel blew gamers away with how wonderful it is. Then the series went in a different direction, and while I don't hate the newer games, this one is still the best of the bunch. It's essentially a cliche at this point to talk about how amazing Thousand-Year Door is, and I'll be the first to say, this game isn't perfect. It's not the most complex RPG out there, and several areas of the game drag on for too long, or just aren't interesting. Helping the Punies in Chapter 2, basically all of Chapter 4, finding General White towards the end, you get the idea. So why do I consider it the best Mario spin-off game then? Well, this was the game that showed me, and countless other players, that Mario games could be more than just a quest to save the princess from Bowser. It starts out familiar, but slowly more layers get added to the adventure that go above and beyond the standard Mario fare. But it never loses sight of the fact that it's still a Mario game. It's still in the same spirit of Mario, even with its darker elements. Like the other Mario RPGs, this game has a good amount of colorful characters who are all charming and memorable. They make you care about the places you visit, and you want to help them. You care about the journey in the Thousand-Year Door. That's what RPGs are supposed to do, and seeing that in a Mario game is still so mesmerizing to me. Sure, it's got flaws, but it's still a fantastic experience and the best Mario spin-off ever created. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. This is the first video I've done for this channel, so leave me a comment letting me know things in this video that you liked, things that I could have done better. Any feedback is appreciated. If you like this video, then consider leaving it a like. If you're interested in seeing more content from me, then please subscribe. Thanks again for watching my video, and take care.